the third generation of the Kim dynasty to rule with an iron fist. From his privileged upbringing to his consolidation of power, he was seen as intelligent, ambitious, and ruthless. Traits deemed essential for maintaining mandatory military service is another defining aspect of life under Kim Jong-un's rule. Section 6. Behind the curtain. The personal life of Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un's penchant for Western luxury goods such as. Section 7. The nuclear threat. North Korea's military might. Section 8. The future of North Korea. Challenges and succession. Section 9. The Kim dynasty's impact on North Korean society. Section 10. International relations. North Korea's isolation and engagement. Section 11. Conclusion. Kim Jong-un's legacy and the uncertain future. North Korea, a nation shrouded in secrecy, has captivated the world's attention for decades. At the helm of this isolated country stands Kim Jong-un, the third generation of the Kim dynasty to rule with an iron fist. Kim Jong-un's enigmatic persona and unpredictable actions have made him a subject of intense fascination and scrutiny. This essay delves into the life and rule of Kim Jong-un, exploring his biography, political career, and impact on North Korean society. From his privileged upbringing to his consolidation of power, we uncover the factors that have shaped his leadership. We examine the nature of his totalitarian regime, marked by human rights abuses and a pervasive cult of personality. Furthermore, we explore the daily realities faced by ordinary North Koreans living under Kim Jong-un's regime. The essay sheds light on the state's control over information, restrictions on personal freedoms, and the ever-present threat of surveillance. We also analyze North Korea's military capabilities, particularly its nuclear and missile programs, which pose significant security concerns for the region and the world. Join us as we navigate the complexities of North Korea under Kim Jong-un's rule, attempting to decipher the motivations and ambitions of this enigmatic leader. If this topic intrigues you, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out other deep dives into the world of politics, controversies, and untold stories. Stay tuned for more! Kim Jong-un's destiny was intertwined with power from the moment of his birth. Born on January 8, 1982, or perhaps 1983, the exact date remains a state secret, he was the third son of Kim Jong-il, North Korea's second supreme leader. His mother, Ko Young-hwae, a Japanese-born Korean dancer, was one of Kim Jong-il's consorts. Growing up in the lap of luxury, Kim Jong-un's early life was shrouded in secrecy. He is believed to have had a privileged upbringing, shielded from the harsh realities faced by ordinary North Koreans. His education was carefully curated, with tutors providing him with a personalized curriculum. Some reports suggest that Kim Jong-un attended school in Switzerland under a pseudonym, where he developed a fascination with Western culture, particularly basketball. However, the North Korean government has never confirmed these details, adding to the air of mystery surrounding his formative years. Despite the veil of secrecy, it is evident that Kim Jong-un's early life was shaped by his family's legacy and the pervasive cult of personality surrounding the Kim dynasty. He was groomed from a young age to follow in his father's footsteps, inheriting the mantle of leadership in North Korea's totalitarian state. Kim Jong-un's rise to power was swift and calculated, orchestrated by his father, Kim Jong-il. As the youngest of three sons, he was not initially considered the heir apparent. However, several factors contributed to his emergence as the chosen successor. In the early 2000s, Kim Jong-il's health began to deteriorate, prompting him to accelerate the process of succession planning. Kim Jong-un's elder brother, Kim Jong-nam, fell out of favor after a botched attempt to enter Japan on a fake passport to visit Tokyo Disneyland. Another brother, Kim Jong-chol, was deemed too effeminate for leadership by their father. Kim Jong-un, on the other hand, possessed qualities that appealed to his father's vision for the future of North Korea. He was seen as intelligent, ambitious, and ruthless, traits deemed essential for maintaining the Kim dynasty's grip on power. In 2009, Kim Jong-un was appointed to key positions within the Workers' Party of Korea, the country's ruling party. This marked his official entry into the political arena and signaled his father's intention to groom him for leadership. Following Kim Jong-il's death in December 2011, Kim Jong-un seamlessly assumed the mantle of supreme leader, solidifying his control over the country's military, government, and party apparatus. Kim Jong-un's rule has been characterized by an unwavering commitment to his father's Songun, or military-first policy, which prioritizes the Korean People's Army above all else. He has consolidated his power through a combination of repression, propaganda, and a cult of personality that rivals his father's and grandfather's. One of his first acts as supreme leader was to purge potential rivals within the military and government, replacing them with loyalists. He has also strengthened the Workers' Party's control over all aspects of North Korean society, ensuring that any dissent is swiftly crushed. Kim Jong-un's regime is notorious for its human rights abuses. Defectors have provided harrowing accounts of torture, arbitrary imprisonment, and public executions carried out in political prison camps. Freedom of speech, assembly, and religion are non-existent, and the state maintains strict control over the flow of information. The regime's propaganda machine works tirelessly to promote a narrative of Kim Jong-un as a benevolent and infallible leader who is guiding North Korea to prosperity. State-controlled media outlets bombard citizens with images of his supposed achievements, portraying him as the savior of the nation. Section 5. A day in the life living under Kim Jong-un's rule. For ordinary North Koreans, life under Kim Jong-un's rule is a constant struggle for survival. The state controls every aspect of their lives, from their education and employment to their access to food and information. The threat of surveillance is ever present, and any perceived disloyalty to the regime can have dire consequences. Access to information is tightly controlled. Citizens are only exposed to state-sanctioned news and propaganda through carefully curated newspapers, radio programs, and television channels. The internet, for the vast majority of North Koreans, remains inaccessible. The economy, crippled by decades of mismanagement and international sanctions, struggles to provide for the basic needs of its citizens. Food shortages are common, particularly in rural areas, and many North Koreans live in poverty. Mandatory military service is another defining aspect of life under Kim Jong-un's rule. Men are required to serve for 10 years and women for 7 in the Korean People's Army. This grueling service consumes a significant portion of their youth and limits their opportunities for education and employment. Despite the hardships they face, many North Koreans remain fiercely loyal to the regime, indoctrinated from birth, with the belief that the Kim family is the only thing standing between them and foreign aggression. The pervasiveness of state propaganda and the fear of retribution make it difficult for many to imagine an alternative to the only system they have ever known. Section 6. Behind the Curtain. The personal life of Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un's personal life is a closely guarded secret, but snippets of information have emerged over the years, painting a picture of a man who enjoys the finer things in life despite the widespread poverty in his country. His weight has fluctuated noticeably, a source of much speculation about his health. He is believed to have married Ri Sol-ju, a former singer, in 2009 or 2010. The couple is thought to have 3 children, but little is known about them. Kim Jong-un's penchant for Western luxury goods such as expensive watches, designer clothing, and high-end cars contrasts sharply with the austerity imposed on his people. He is also known to be a fan of basketball, having reportedly developed a love for the sport during his alleged time in Switzerland. He has hosted former NBA star Dennis Rodman in North Korea on several occasions, further fueling his image as a modern and cosmopolitan leader. Despite these glimpses into his personal life, Kim Jong-un remains an enigma to the outside world. His motivations, aspirations, and even his true personality remain shrouded in mystery, making him one of the most intriguing and unpredictable leaders on the global stage. Section 7. The Nuclear Threat. North Korea's military might. Under Kim Jong-un's leadership, North Korea has accelerated its pursuit of nuclear weapons and ballistic missile technology, posing a significant threat to regional and global security. He views these weapons as the ultimate deterrent against foreign intervention and a guarantee of his regime's survival. Since assuming power, he has overseen 4 nuclear tests and numerous ballistic missile launches, including intercontinental ballistic missiles or ICBMs, capable of reaching the continental United States. These actions have drawn widespread condemnation and sanctions from the international community. Despite diplomatic efforts and sanctions, North Korea has shown no willingness to abandon its nuclear ambitions. Kim Jong-un believes that possessing nuclear weapons is the only way to ensure his regime's security and deter a potential invasion by the United States and its allies. The North Korean military is also a significant force to be reckoned with an estimated 1.2 million active personnel and millions more in reserve. While its equipment is largely outdated, its sheer size and proximity to South Korea make it a constant threat. The combination of North Korea's nuclear capabilities, ballistic missile program, and conventional military forces poses a serious challenge to international peace and security. Kim Jong-un's willingness to use these weapons as leverage in negotiations with the West adds another layer of complexity to the situation. Section 8. The future of North Korea, challenges and succession. The future of North Korea. Under Kim Jong-un's rule remains uncertain. The country faces numerous challenges, including a stagnant economy, chronic food shortages, international isolation, and the ever-present threat of sanctions. The COVID-19 pandemic has exacerbated many of these problems, further straining the country's already fragile economy and healthcare system. The regime's decision to close its borders in response to the pandemic has also deepened its isolation from the outside world. Despite these challenges, Kim Jong-un appears to be firmly in control. He has consolidated his power, purged potential rivals, and strengthened the Workers' Party's grip on all aspects of North Korean society. However, questions remain about the long-term stability of his regime and the potential for succession. Kim Jong-un is believed to be in his late 30s or early 40s, and there is no clear heir apparent should anything happen to him. Some analysts speculate that his younger sister, Kim Yo-jong, could be a potential successor. She has risen through the ranks of the Workers' Party and has accompanied her brother to several high-profile summits. However, North Korea's patriarchal society and the lack of a clear precedent for female leadership make it difficult to predict the future. Section 9. The Kim Dynasty's impact on North Korean society. The Kim Dynasty's rule over North Korea has had a profound and lasting impact on the country's society, shaping its culture, values, and outlook on the world. The regime's ideology of juche, or self-reliance, has instilled a deep sense of nationalism and distrust of foreign influence. The cult of personality surrounding the Kim family is all-encompassing. Citizens are bombarded with propaganda from a young age, glorifying the achievements of Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, and Kim Jong-un. Their portraits are ubiquitous, adorning public buildings, schools, and even private homes. This relentless indoctrination has created a society where dissent is unthinkable, and loyalty to the regime is paramount. The fear of retribution is deeply ingrained, preventing many North Koreans from expressing any criticism of the government or its policies. The Kim dynasty's legacy is also one of economic hardship, human rights abuses, and international isolation. The country's pursuit of nuclear weapons has come at a high cost, diverting resources away from essential services and exacerbating the plight of ordinary citizens. Despite the challenges they face, many North Koreans remain resilient, clinging to their traditions and finding solace in their communities. However, the shadow of the Kim dynasty's rule continues to loom large, shaping their lives in profound and often tragic ways. Section 10. International Relations. North Korea's isolation and engagement. North Korea's foreign policy under Kim Jong-un has been characterized by a mix of isolation and engagement, as the regime seeks to advance its interests on the world stage. The country's primary goals remain the same: ensuring its survival, maintaining its nuclear deterrent, and securing economic assistance. Kim Jong-un has engaged in a series of high-profile summits with world leaders, including US President Donald Trump and South Korean President Moon Jae-in. These meetings have generated hope for a diplomatic solution to the Korean Peninsula's nuclear crisis. However, progress on denuclearization has been slow, and tensions remain high. North Korea has continued to develop its nuclear and missile programs, while the United States and its allies have maintained sanctions pressure. The COVID-19 pandemic has further complicated North Korea's relations with the outside world. The regime's decision to close its borders has severely restricted trade and diplomatic engagement, deepening its isolation. Despite these challenges, Kim Jong-un has shown a willingness to engage with the international community when it suits his purposes. He recognizes the need for economic assistance and has sought to leverage his country's nuclear program to extract concessions from the West. The future of North Korea's international relations remains uncertain. The country's nuclear ambitions, human rights record, and unpredictable behavior continue to pose significant challenges to regional and global security. Section 11. Conclusion. Kim Jong-un's legacy and the uncertain future. Kim Jong-un's rule over North Korea has been marked by a complex interplay of factors, including his family's legacy, his own political acumen, and the ever-present threat from the outside world. He has consolidated his power, modernized the country's military, and engaged in unprecedented diplomatic outreach. However, He has also presided over a period of continued human rights abuses, economic stagnation, and international isolation. The country's pursuit of nuclear weapons has come at a high cost, both for its people and for regional stability. The future of North Korea under Kim Jong-un remains uncertain. The country faces numerous challenges, both internal and external. The regime's stability, the succession plan, and the potential for denuclearization are all questions that remain unanswered. Kim Jong-un's legacy will likely be debated for decades to come. He will be remembered as a ruthless dictator who ruled with an iron fist, but also as a shrewd strategist who managed to keep his grip on power in one of the world's most isolated and repressive states. The world watches with bated breath as North Korea navigates the uncertain waters of the 21st century. The fate of its people, the Korean peninsula, and the wider region hangs in the balance.